Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
1, 2, 3. Fleshlight. Changing it up. It's a new season. This is season 2.
Season
yeah.
2. Yeah,
What's
I'm going to
gonna
start
be
releasing
season
episodes
3?
in November, so I think it is a new season. So we have to switch it up. Even though
Alright.
I'll still be doing episodes that are older, so they won't have Fleshlight in them. But eventually people will get to this and be like, oh, it's a new season now.
It's
Who
Fleshlight
cares?
season.
There's like 10 people that listen.
Yep, pretty
True.
much.
You, the listeners, you're the what's important to us.
You, the listener.
listener.
Yeah.
All right, what's the topic?
Okay. So, my friends introduced me to the story of Killdozer.
What?
Are you familiar with
Killdozer?
Killdozer?
Never heard of this.
Yes, that's what I was hoping you would say.
Killdozer.
Shit, I just dropped my phone. So, let me
No,
pull up the
doesn't ring a bell.
Wikipedia and everything so I can...
I'll
go
share
over
your
it.
screen.
Well, I'll just go over it. So,
All right.
this dude named Marvin Heemeyer,
Okay.
back in like 2000... Oh, when did he actually go there? Anyways, long story short, he moved to Colorado to open up a muffler business.
Okay.
And so
Like
it
a
was in
muffler on a
Granby.
car?
Granby,
Yeah.
Colorado.
This is on a car part, a muffler.
Yes.
Okay.
Here it is. In 1992 he did this.
Okay.
Alright.
1992. Okay, this is
Yep,
going
yep.
back.
So he purchased the land for $42,000, blah, blah, blah. So then, a company came in that wanted to build a big old concrete building
Uh-huh.
right
Mhm.
next to him. Now, he
Okay.
only had one road that led to his business off of like a highway or something.
Okay.
And this concrete business would destroy that road. So it's like the only road leading to his business, which would obviously affect his business very, very much, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he petitioned like City Hall or whatever you have to do to say like, hey, don't do this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or
Well-
usually have alternative.
Correct. Well, they denied it. So then he took it to whoever the zoning commission or whoever you do after that
Uh-huh.
to appeal it as well.
Uh-huh.
Well, they denied it as well.
So this guy wasn't going to have a road leading to his business.
Correct. It was literally going to
Okay.
block off his whole business when this place came in. And the zoning commission's just like, nope. So this
Okay.
guy literally came up with like, fine, he's lost, okay? So he's like, I'm just going to buy all the stuff to make a road to go to my business. So he bought all the stuff to make it,
Uh-huh.
started to kind of build it, and then he like went to the council or whatever and said like, hey, I'm building this road, can you approve this road? And they said no, and we're gonna fine you for building an unauthorized road.
Jesus.
So what this guy did for a year and a half
Uh-huh.
after this, he started working because he had a bulldozer that was for building the road, right? He bought all the stuff. So he not only lost out on the money he used to build the road, he got fined for building the road.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he took this bulldozer and fucking put armor plating on it. Now when I say armor plating, he put armor plating on it,
Mm-hmm.
a foot of concrete, and then another layer of armor plating.
Uh-huh.
Then he mounted cameras on this thing.
Uh-huh.
And not only did he mount cameras on it, he mounted it with bulletproof glass surrounding the cameras.
Uh-huh.
Because he couldn't see out of it, so he had to have cameras to move it. So he had monitors and cameras. Not only did he have that, but he had little air things to puff air to get rid of like any debris that would get inside of the cameras or if they fogged up.
This is a really enterprising man.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm already
he
impressed.
planned this.
I'm
Then-
impressed.
On June 4th in
Uh-huh.
2004, he went on a rampage with what is now deemed the Killdozer, destroying all the buildings
Mhm.
and houses of all the people that fucked him over. Not killing a single person, just destroying their shit.
I like him already.
Yeah, good for him. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
Well, it's kind of a sad ending though, because he
Oh.
built this thing so nobody could get in and nobody could get out.
Oh.
So,
Well,
so like literally the police and the SWAT like could
What are they
not
gonna do?
penetrate this. Like there's like footage of them like on top of this thing as it's just mowing shit down. They tried to like throw smoke grenades inside to try and stop it, but it's just nothing was happening. They
Real
even
engineers, they thought about everything.
yeah. So he
You
The
might have
city-
to take a nuclear head to
yeah, so actually, the mayor, whoever it was, the governor, mayor, whatever, tried to contact like the what's it called, the National Guard or something like that,
uh-huh.
and like they were debating whether or not they could use missiles to blow it up, and they decided that would be more destruction than the Killdozer could ever cause.
Oh, shit. Killdozer should be a much bigger story. Why have I
Right?
not heard of Killdozer?
Right? They were
Yeah.
thinking about getting Apache helicopters to shoot missiles at this thing, and then they realized that would just cause more destruction than he initially was creating. to
Zach,
begin
I'm
with.
already at the point. You telling me this story, if
Yeah.
I hear somebody is collecting donations to build a statue of Killdozer.
For a Killdozer? Oh, it gets
I'm
better.
sending money.
Right?
Yeah.
So here in the Wikipedia page it says 3 external explosions and more than 200 rounds of ammunition were fired at the bulldozer. It had no effect on it.
What are
So
you gonna do with one ton of concrete? Nothing you can do.
So what stopped him was he got like stuck on something. The Killdozer got stuck on something,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and it wouldn't move, and the motor gave out.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
And that's when he shot himself. And it took them like 3 hours of I forget what you call it, like cutting through the steel to get him out.
Yeah.
But it took like over 3 hours of them cutting it.
Jesus.
They tried to initially use explosives to get him out, but it wasn't even working.
That's a crazy story.
Right?
It's a fun story, yeah.
Yeah.
The greatest thing is he didn't destroy anything or anyone or kill anyone. He only destroyed people's
I don't know.
houses.
At some
Maybe
point,
he
I
should.
yeah, I
Just
feel
saying.
like some of the people that keep denying I don't know if I would mourn their loss.
I don't know
Them
if I would
personally,
either,
their families, I don't know, but them.
He kind of made a point about it, and he
Yeah.
also he had recordings and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and he's like talking about like one of his famous quotes is something about like people driving reasonable men to do unreasonable things.
Yeah.
So like he
That's
really didn't
exactly
want to
what it
hurt
was.
anything,
Yeah.
or anyone, I should say. And so after the bulldozer was messed up
Uh-huh.
and destroyed, they actually sent pieces of it to different what do you call them, scrap yards,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
so they could be melted down so people couldn't take souvenirs and idolize them.
Oh,
They
no,
literally-
you know what they should have done? They should have taken it and mailed it to every city department throughout the
Yeah.
United States, every planning committee, to let them know.
This is what happens when you fuck somebody over. But yeah, it's like such a like amazing
Yeah.
story. Like you kind of actually like, am
Yeah,
I
like,
actually
they
mad about
deserved it.
like I actually like this guy.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
so obviously
Beautifully
they're
executed.
almost certainly corrupt, right?
Correct.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
They just wanted a concrete building. They didn't care about the little guy.
I mean, Batman's not real. That guy might be the closest thing we had.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill people, just like fucking Batman.
It's true.
has a code, Zach. He had a code. Oh man, that's a crazy story.
Yeah, he
That's
ended
nice.
up causing over $7 million in damages.
Aw, only $7 million.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was
but
like.
you know,
I bet you a concrete company actually probably made that
yeah.
pretty
But I
quickly.
bet next time the planning commission, they might still disapprove, say, yeah, the concrete company goes in. When they say, okay, I'm building my own road, they're going to be like, fine, build your own road.
Build your own road.
That's okay. We'll let you do it.
I'm totally for what you just said, though, like a Killdozer statue. Like, cause like, what can people say about it? Like you said,
But you know the
didn't kill anyone.
important thing about this statue? Impossible to take down. That's what we need to make sure.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that's so great.
Now everywhere around that statue is 1 foot deep of concrete.
Mhm.
It's so like the amount of thought he put into it though is so
Yeah.
crazy. Like this man literally took a year and a half to make this, which is actually kind of shocking. It took only that long, but I guess this is kind of his thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just welding this fucking beast of a machine together.
Hmm.
Man.
What's even funnier is though, like, people talk about he still like continued to run his business for that year and a half.
Really?
So, like, nobody questioned what the giant fucking thing that is about to go on top of this bulldozer was, but nobody probably understood what it was. It was just a giant heap of metal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and the way, like, I said like he couldn't get out of it once he was in.
Uh-huh.
So basically, he got into it, and like a crane lowered it onto the bulldozer.
Say that again? He got in and then the crane lowered it
Like a
onto the-
crane lowered the armor plating on top of it.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Like, there's literally no way to get in or out. There was no way to, like, he didn't make a way to get out or in.
That's crazy.
Imagine these days he could have totally wired in the, like put a Raspberry Pi in there. And then
So he could
molded
see.
it in.
Yeah. Oh,
I-
yeah. Then
I
he
really
would
wish
at
he
least
didn't
lived.
kill himself. Like, why not just, like, let
Yeah.
them
He'd be
cut
a celebrity
it
at this point.
open? Yeah, like, he would have been, like, a huge... I don't think...
Yeah, what would you get?
he-
Because
he
you don't
should have,
kill
like,
anybody.
No,
Like-
I mean, he should have got like a Twitch stream or whatever. And
Oh, I'm
just
sure they
broadcast
could
it
charge him with
24/7.
tons
But,
of stuff.
whoa.
Right.
Here's the thing. They could charge him, okay?
Uh-huh.
But if I get on that jury, innocent,
Yeah.
didn't do a thing, did
Innocent.
not do a
I
thing.
love this
Yeah.
man. That's true. He would have the media on his side for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think he realized that though.
Yeah.
yeah.
He could have fought that. I really think, like...
He could have fought
He
that.
could have been a celebrity. He would be on TV shows now.
Sensation.
Yeah, giving, like,
The
lectures.
Killdozer. Maybe he'll run for the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real
That's a
though.
big Killdozer.
He would definitely
President
be.
Killdozer.
He would be a celebrity for sure.
And you know what? His solution would be, I build a bulldozer for everything.
Yeah, I bet the U.S. Army at that point would have the best tanks.
Sheer perfection.
Well, just think, like, this happened in 2004 and we're talking about it today, 15
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
later.
Well, the crazy thing is I'd never heard of it.
There
And I've heard,
is no-
like, stories of people getting pissed at the government. Like, there was not that long ago, there was, like, the people about the... Not Black Lives Matters. It was the Bureau of Land Management. Did
Yeah.
you read about that? And they, like, they were
Isn't it a
rebelling...
turtle or some shit like that?
What's that?
Endangered turtle species?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Something like they thought they had the right to this land. The federal government disagreed with them. They actually like got guns and like holed up in one place for like several days until they finally
Yeah.
gave up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was this one about contractors, actually, a software engineer. This is why I heard of it. It's been like a decade ago, but there was
Yeah.
changes of rules in contracts where he got fucked over.
Uh-huh.
And he drove, he knew how to fly a small plane, so I think he flew a
shit.
small plane into...
He fucking 9/11 them?
Yeah, that's also why it was a big story, because he flew a plane into one of the buildings. But it was a small plane, like he's an independent
like
pilot.
a little personal plane.
Yeah. What other ones? Like, I've definitely heard small, like, little rebellions by guys that have been fucked over by the government.
Good.
But I didn't hear this one, and this is, like, the best one.
Right? Like, this is like an intense story. Like, the dude literally built a fucking tank. Like, just made to demolish stuff.
Yeah.
Killdozer. I'm looking this up.
I've already set a reminder on my calendar to celebrate the 4th of June.
Marvin Heemeyer.
The Killdozer guy.
Look at the fucking tank, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Oh Lord.
You can watch like the news footage of when it was happening and stuff. It's just
if I'm like the reporter during this, I couldn't help but laugh. I know it's like a serious thing, but I can be like, I don't know how to say this, but there's a giant tanked up fucking bulldozer running through town right now. No word on why?
No, they actually on the news reports I watched, they said he had an ongoing dispute with like town hall and stuff. Like they kind of like put the story together.
bulldoze the whole town hall.
Oh, and I gotta correct it because I was able to read the Wikipedia. He got fined not for building the sewer or for building the road, but they discovered a sewer line that he hooked up was illegal technically, so they fined him for that. That's what they fined him for. When they're building like the concrete plant and everything, they found he had a quote unquote illegal sewer line.
I see.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. So crazy. I'm actually surprised more shit like this doesn't happen.
Right? Like
I guess we're not that corrupt.
But
just little municipalities are that corrupt.
What happened to him, I'm sure happens all the time. Stuff like that.
Some people just move on.
But yeah, some people just people aren't gonna think about the type of person you have to be like, well, I'm going to commit a year and a half of my life to getting revenge on you.
I don't know, dude. We're engineers here, me and Chloe. I would go full Killdozer.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably design it better though.
He kind of has
he has a pretty good design. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They weren't
the
able
design
to stop him.
No exit route.
Well, yeah, he did get stopped at some point.
No exit route, guys.
Well, no exit route. That could have been social skills. He might have actually convinced himself that he had no hope in the future.
Yeah,
that's where he needed to figure out that he did.
I don't think he would have ever guessed that he would be talked about 15 years later.
Yeah.
There's people that honestly do celebrate the June 4th Killdozer. And I want a t-shirt. There's t-shirts and shit for it. I knew nothing about this until somebody the other day at one of the Cats events just mentioned Killdozer, and I was like, what are you talking about? They talked about it, and you just have to go home and watch a YouTube video about Killdozer. And I was like, all right, I'll go home and watch it. I was like, how have I not heard about this? Same as you, I was like, how in the world is this not national news all the time?
Every presidential election, they should be. Oh, and by the way, did you realize in Colorado?
But
if we ever move to Colorado, we want to build our own home.
I'm just gonna have a bulldozer and a little batch of concrete and some other shit next to it when the guy that comes to review our plans comes and visits.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the guy who review a plan. You wear a Killdozer t-shirt. Hi.
You know what? I wonder how Granby, Colorado, if anything major happened because of it.
Was that the place?
Yeah. I wonder if they had a major economy hit or anything.
You know, I started typing Granby, Colorado.
Uh-huh.
And Google suggests the next thing was Killdozer.
I don't know. Probably a lot of people don't want to live there anymore.
It's a very small place. There's about 2,000 people. It's smaller than our hometown.
That's a tiny town. I didn't realize it was that small. Wow, they really fucked this guy over. Like he probably wasn't even running like a big giant business.
Yeah.
He wasn't, probably. That's just an average guy.
So how would we carry on the Killdozer celebration? Obviously, you can't. So you can't like put a statue in Granby because then people visit and bring business to Granby, which would kind of defeat the whole purpose, right?
Yeah.
So how do you celebrate him?
That's a good question. Where would you put the Killdozer statue?
No, I have an idea.
Yeah.
You buy those bulldozer toys, like buy a ton of them, and every time a new building gets approved by Granby, you just put shit ton of those toy bulldozers into place that they're going to build. Just pull it in. They have to pick it up.
No, that's too much, though.
I mean, it's only
No one's gonna do that.
a town of 2,000 people.
That's not a bad idea.
What if we could get people elected there? Completely change it and actually change the name to Killdozer.
That would be great. The Killdozer town.
Or get the concrete place shut down. That would obviously.
Nah, that's not good. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Internet activism.
Like,
I was still thinking build a statue of him somewhere. I was trying to think of where a good place to build one would be.
right? Like, where would be like
On top of
if
that
you could
business.
in the middle of the road that
No,
leads
I mean,
to the
you
concrete.
I'm
place.
thinking realistically.
Oh.
Like, what would be the place that would have the most symbolic impact?
On top of town hall.
Top of town hall?
I would think
I don't know.
in where his shop was, or like the road that leads to the concrete place.
The Killdozer road.
Like you get the concrete place shut down and put Killdozer statue there. That would be ideal.
Yeah, that you're right. That like if you could get that place shut down and get a statue of Killdozer there, that would be great.
A giant concrete statue. No, because then you'd be
No,
paying
I'm not.
concrete.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Statue of Liberty, maybe like Mount Rushmore.
Like I'm totally for it. But like you got to be careful to not bring business to Grant, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't
That half the
reward
point.
those people.
Yeah. That's like half the point is don't bring business to Granby. And a giant fucking statue like that would. So you want to bring it like right outside of Granby. Oh, I got it. You create like Granby might be like if this is true, I don't know if it is. It might be like one of those towns where it's like right off a highway and they get a lot of traffic from that.
Oh, put it on the neighboring town.
Oh yeah.
No, even better. Get rid of the exit to the town so the highway goes through it. So you have to exit like other cities to get to the town, and eventually that'll kill a town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like next level.
Over on the freeway exit to that town. Put two giant bulldozers.
Yeah, just park a bulldozer there.
Yeah, and couldn't get out.
And make it very difficult
Bulldoze
to
the
remove.
exit.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Honestly, I'd be totally for a campaign for a statue of this man, though.
Oh yeah.
What? It's just such a. Also, whoever coined the term Killdozer, amazing.
This sounds like a 4chan story, like something they would definitely talk about there.
Okay.
I'm sure they did.
I feel like that's probably where the name came from. If I had to venture a guess.
He destroyed 13 buildings, including like town hall and the people's houses that were involved in it. It's so amazing.
I'm telling you, he's real life Batman.
He really is, though.
Yeah.
Like
The
in
planning,
principle.
yeah, the principle.
Everything.
And you know what? Just like in the last movie, you think he's dead.
Oh, here's
Don't
his
say
famous
something.
quote. I was always willing to be reasonable until I had to be unreasonable. Sometimes reasonable men must do unreasonable things. He even has good quotes.
He's still a celebrity. Alright. Killdozer 2020. What do you guys think? Huh? Wearing a shirt for that? I'm ready to send
he's
out
better
flyers.
than most of the candidates already.
I know, right? So far, the candidates has been pretty disappointing. At least the Killdozer has a plan, and he stick it and he follow it through.
Maybe
Right?
that's one small thing you could do. Is like go to presidential campaigns and try to get called on, and ask, "What do you think about Killdozer? What is your opinion on Killdozer?"
Well, like,
What if they
don't say
come back
Killdozer, say Marvin Heemeyer. And when they ask, be like, he was the one who made Killdozer.
What?
He was somebody who fought for his principles and fought against, how would you put it, government putting him
He was
down.
Bulldozer Batman, obviously.
He's Bulldozer Batman. That's a great name. Bulldozer Batman. What a great nickname. Oh, that's going to be my Halloween costume next year.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or Bulldozer Batman.
Spread the word. See, sometimes it's the little things you do to spread the word.
That's the way to do it for sure. Make Killdozer a Halloween costume. That's next level.
I'm sure this podcast has spread the word to all three people.
Slow burn, baby, slow burn.
We're trying. Pushing the boundary, go forward.
So what else is going on in life? We've got another 30 minutes to burn.
Yeah.
It's hard to top Killdozer.
Right?
I don't know
like,
what to talk about.
It's just such a good story. Like, you don't get those kind of stories. I think that's one of the most amazing parts is, like, you said, like, he has the Batman principles. He like, just gave the big F you to government. Like, a lot of people want to do that, but never have.
What would you go Killdozer over?
Ooh, that's a good question. What would make me go Killdozer?
I don't got much
Like,
feelings towards
but
a
they-
lot of stuff.
Like,
I'm
the
just
government
totally-
takes so much of your paycheck. At what point? Like, if they took 98%, would you go Killdozer?
But, like, that would be federal government. Like, who do I attack? When am I going to go to D.C. and, like, bulldoze Capitol?
No,
Like, I'm
well...
going to get killed before.
So we're saying you don't kill anybody? See, that's also the thing that's creative. It's hard to get revenge without murder.
Yeah.
But like, if the government took 98%,
But, like, who...
would you start to go,
Okay,
maybe
they
I should
take
start
98%, but it's not direct, you know what I mean? Like, that's why the federal government can get away with so much, is because, like, who do I get mad at?
Yeah.
Like, where do I aim my
But if you were
bullet
starving,
or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
do you just go and start beating the shit out of people that aren't starving? People that are in the government? It doesn't really matter.
No.
I mean,
no,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you do?
Well, you see what happened in the Batman story.
I feel
Yeah.
like if that much of my check was taken, I would just stop working. Like, what's
Yeah,
the
no.
point?
But even,
And just start
but
stealing shit.
yeah, so you would do something. But
Yeah.
who would you? You'd have to steal from people that had stuff.
Yeah, I would steal from major corporations. I think they would be more government than government.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the place you'd head.
Yeah. Like if my
That makes sense.
paychecks
Big
are taken
companies.
yeah, exactly. Take it out on the giant corporations that are actually running the country, basically.
It's like we're just giving the FBI so many more reasons to listen to our podcast. Just so many more reasons.
We're attracting
the federal
listeners, I'm telling you. Attracting listeners.
Well, we gotta get listeners somehow, Nick.
By the way, listeners, we meet near the bridge, and our name is
Jeez.
the password, the secret code.
What's the Reddit thing? The narwhal something?
Oh, bacon's at midnight.
Bacon's
yeah.
at midnight.
Jesus.
I don't know. What? So here's another question. Like, what would you like? What's another like bulldozer plan?
That's a good idea.
Like-
Bulldozer plan.
Say something similar happens to you, where
Mhm.
like it's obviously the city government. They've fucked you over. How do you get back?
No murder. I'm doing Batman.
You're doing
Jeez.
you're doing Batman, but how? Because Bulldozer Batman's pretty fucking good.
I think the destroy the freeway was a pretty good idea. Like, destroy all the infrastructure.
Destroy what makes the town the town.
Yeah, like every road.
Okay.
Like,
That's one thing I was surprised he didn't do was destroy like roads.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just it's not that hard. Take a pickaxe, go out around 2 a.m., and just start picking at fucking everything.
It's too slow. You need a
Just
drill.
for take down signs.
No, but
and
people
shit.
would hear that.
People won't hear pickaxe?
No, probably not. Just
Okay.
random shots at the road.
So you guys lived in Columbus for a while. What do you
Mhm.
think if Columbus screwed you over? Say like they took your house or something and really left you out to dry. How would you like screw Columbus over? What would be like?
Oh, that's very specific.
Oh,
This is the way
yeah.
to get them.
Good question.
Okay.
Because now you got like
Oh,
now
man.
you know Columbus. You know the city.
At what point is this? Is somebody
Sounds
going to
like
listen to us?
Yeah, somebody gonna listen to us.
I'm going to say not Columbus specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but most cities have a water supply.
That's what I'm going to.
But then
You're
you're
gonna start
attacking the
pouring-
people, aren't you?
No, because they'll notice before it gets to people. Like, you call in an anonymous tip, but the water supply is tainted. People are going to leave.
But that's going to screw the people over because now they have to flee, right?
That's true. That's why his part. Well, but
No,
it's hard to
hold
destroy
on
the
the
city
road.
without destroying the
Then
other
tell
people.
them the water supply is fucked.
Yeah.
Then you see.
That's true. It's kind of like so. If you remember during the Iraq War, and I think it's actually like a very common thing when we start bombing the Middle Eastern countries.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the Iraq, like Saddam did, and what all these other Middle Eastern dictators do, is they're big bombing targets.
Yeah.
They'll get children and they'll go and put them in the place.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Because
like
they won't shoot children.
exactly. You're not gonna send a missile to my uranium refinery if I have a bunch of kids there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
It's fucked up.
okay, we really need to do something, but we can't do that.
But they put a preschool right next to their we're making bombs building.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But you can see, so it's really evil to do, but you can see on their side, the people committing this stuff, like, it's rational. Like, I can get them to stop and I can get away with whatever I want because they won't bomb me. And it's kind of the same thing among, like, bureaucrats that are totally corrupt, is they're not going to do anything about me because they'll end up fucking over everyone else that is a decent human being.
So I think the best thing you can do is, okay, to be clear, not killing anybody, but you got to make the list of the people involved in the government that screwed you over. And you got to specifically target them. Don't target the government because it's too broad. Specifically target their house, their cars. Like, just make their life a living hell. For as long as you can. Like, I'm talking like, you egg their house, okay? Okay, they gotta, like, repaint their house and shit. Like, they think it's just a random egging. Okay, now, at night, you're keying their car. Now they gotta make a claim for that. And just, like, constantly, like, you know, like, they feel like they have the worst luck, but it's because
So,
you keep coming at them, and they don't know it.
So, I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know how to, properly execute it.
Articulate this. What?
So, if you can get them to get together in a place, right?
You get an AR-15.
No, dude.
This is a common plan.
I'm just saying, like, no one's dying. Okay, no one's dying.
Okay.
Chloe, wait.
Then you hire a bunch of prostitutes. And then
Oh.
you get them drugs.
Oh, okay.
And then you
Devious.
videotape the shit out of it, okay?
That's good. That's
And
good.
then
Pretty
send them
good.
home. Send them
I
home.
think, Chloe's got to get.
That might be
basically,
the best
overall,
plan
just
so far.
frame them for something, anything, prostitutes, whatever it is. Prostitutes is probably a good one. The
No,
right
it has
prostitute
to
will
be
get
some
them in.
really nasty
Just-
stuff. Send some animals there, too.
It's
Just-
like a way
I'm saying,
better
like,
idea.
with enough drugs.
Yeah.
It's a way better take on my plan of making their life a
Oh.
living hell.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's a
but
good idea.
before release to the public, sent a video clip of them to their kids first.
Damn.
That's
You're
messed
cold.
You're
up.
causing
man.
generations of pain.
Uh-huh.
Man,
Then sent to our kids'
women are truly
friends.
evil.
Then sent to public.
You know what I was gonna guess?
3-stage plan. What?
You were gonna say, Chloe?
Hmm? Nobody's hurt, right? Nobody's
Yeah,
died.
I thought you were gonna say throw hippo shit at them. Cover them in hippo shit.
Wow. Somehow we went full circle with
going back to that
that
podcast.
of all things.
Hippo shit.
Okay. Did not expect that. Not something I ever thought would come full circle. Yeah, that's a pretty good plan, though. I feel like that's,
Yeah, that might be the best one. Like,
That's the
just
best
basically frame them
Ooh.
for.
Hard to execute.
I got it. I got the real fucked up one.
Okay.
Almost like, what is it, like 60%, 75% of the population and government is males, right?
Is it?
I'd say it's a
What are
large
you talking
portion,
about?
right?
No. I think it's
You don't think
Eh?
so? Of local government? I mean, like,
local. I don't know.
I guess I'm kind of basing this off of, like, presidents and big business. Like, you always see just men. And
Go to the DMV. It'll be a completely different story.
True. But I'm not
Yeah,
I'm thinking
so-
politicians, like senators and this
Politicians, yeah.
that would be responsible for something like this, right?
Okay, yeah.
I got the ultimate plan.
All right.
You gotta sneak into their house. So you gotta
Uh-huh.
you gotta plan this out. USB drive filled with kiddie porn is getting downloaded on their computer.
Mm.
The only problem with this plan is that it means somehow you have to get kiddie porn on the USB. No, you just go on their computer and just start searching that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could frame it as like somebody touched their computer though. But I
No,
get
not
the
if you get caught.
You
Like,
gotta put
if-
gloves on and all that stuff. You gotta
Yeah,
make.
you
this
gotta think
clean.
this thing through.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is like you're planning like Killdozer. You're doing a year and a half or 2 years of planning to make sure.
Yeah, I
They are
do feel
pinned.
like
Maybe put 2
a
years
year
in
and a
there.
half.
Yeah.
Like you could plan.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, you know that guy's routine. You
Yeah,
can
exactly.
get in there.
Yeah. So like, if you do have that long time, right? You could technically follow anyone that fucked you over. But you gotta pick like your favorites. You know?
Yeah, you gotta pick
Top
some of the
3.
top
The
people.
one that you think is really responsible.
Yeah, top 3.
So people that are going out
I'll get there.
and shooting up random like locations.
That's just lazy.
Yeah, just put a little more thought into it. You know?
They are lazy and they
Yeah.
are not thinking it through. They are hurting random people.
Yeah, a lot of them
They're
are just completely
stupid.
random.
Okay, really stupid. Modern politics, man. Think about it.
Mm. Killdozer was creative.
I know.
He targeted the right people.
Uh-huh.
And that's
Everybody
very
how,
knows it.
creative.
yeah, that's how to get revenge.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's honestly very good.
Although the only problem is the insurance company pays for their home, which is not ideal.
They did government buildings, which probably aren't insured.
Ah.
Not only that, but like
Mhm.
certainly insurance will cover stuff. But like if your house is bulldozed, like how much personal things do you not get back too?
Yeah, and it depends actually. Their house might not have been covered.
Mm.
Depends
That
on
would
the
be-
reason.
That would be
Like-
glorious.
Like when
Like
when
Act
we
of
had
God
insurance, yeah, like war was not covered.
Yeah.
I see.
Is that considered terrorism? Because it
Ooh,
might
that
be. In
actually
which case,
might
it might
be.
not have been covered.
You know what? If that is considered terrorism and insurance didn't cover that, I would celebrate Killdozer twice as hard. That's why I want to know more about the story. Like those are the details I want to know.
You know what he should have done just to make sure it was terrorism? Right before he should have converted to Islam and said, "I'm doing this for religious reasons. I hate
should
America.
have
This is terrorism."
Speakers
Then gone and
Allah
did it.
Akbar.
just so the insurance companies had reason to deny.
I would just like the insurance companies to know this is an
Wait,
act of terrorism.
It's such a small town. It's so easy to fuck up the government, though.
But
Hmm.
honestly, what else would you call it if not an act of terrorism?
Yeah, I don't. There's no policy for crazy fucking lunatic.
It's pretty much the definition of terrorism,
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be or act of God. I don't. Well, act of God, I usually think like tornado,
yeah,
as
that's
in
usually
not a
weather
person.
related,
Mhm.
right? Well,
Could
actually,
just
that's
be
not true.
vandalism. Vandalism might be
What
covered.
act of God also includes? So I learned this through auto insurance.
Mm-hmm.
if you have like a heart attack and
Yeah.
cause an accident,
Uh-huh.
that can be considered an act of God,
Really?
and we wouldn't
Wow.
cover it. Yeah.
Interesting.
If you have a heart attack in driving, you're not covered.
No, like we wouldn't cover the damages you caused from it,
Yeah, that's what I'm
or
saying.
your car. Yeah, because it would be an
Yeah.
act of God if you had like collision. But it's like it's not just that simple. So it's like
I don't feel it's an act of God, though. I ate those cheeseburgers myself. I did that.
so it's like it's not that easy. If you have a history of heart attacks and you didn't take your medication or something, it's no longer an act of God.
Really?
But if it's like a random ass heart attack
Oh, man.
and you've never had it before, that's considered an act of God.
It's really crazy. It's like, so if I intentionally... Or, I mean, it was partially your fault because you didn't take the medication.
Exactly. That's
Then
why
you're
it's no
covered.
longer an act of God, because you have the condition, you know you should be taking
I
this
see.
medication when driving and stuff.
Act of God is just basically catch-all for random we couldn't have predicted this.
Yeah, like you have a stroke or something.
I see.
Like, this is pretty, I would think, falls under act of God, but then again, it's very intentional, but nothing you could predict.
I signed up for this insurance policy knowing I was a corrupt government official and one day somebody would get revenge with a giant bulldozer.
You know what? Like, I do want to feel like I want to like read our auto policies and be like, how would I treat Killdozer? Like, how would I deny coverage for Killdozer?
Yeah, when they reopened his bulldozer eventually, right?
Yeah.
Like cut it open.
Uh-huh.
Was his family compensated for that opening? The destruction of his property.
That's property damage.
That was his property?
That's a good question. I don't think he actually had a family. I think that was part of the story.
Wait. If I drive the Killdozer, the bulldozer covered in armor, and say, how much to insure this, how do you value that?
I don't know. I feel like that falls under like business or construction insurance, right? Like, I don't think you can just buy an auto policy and be like, I drive a bulldozer.
They don't send you to, you have a crazy fucks division. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be under like a commercial license. Like, I think you have to have a certain license to even drive that to begin with.
Hmm.
That's a good question. Like, because he technically wasn't an automobile, right? Like, he was in what's considered like. Oh, actually, we would deny it on coverage because it's not considered an auto.
Oh.
It has to have like 4 wheels and be a certain weight. It's way above the weight limit for what we consider an auto, and it doesn't have 4 wheels. So.
Maybe the bulldozer doesn't weigh that much, but you take on 1 foot of concrete. Bit heavy.
So yeah, by auto definitions, we wouldn't even consider that an auto. But I really want to know the story behind the buildings if they were insured. Like, I want to know the details, man.
Yeah, like,
like
I'm
how
sure
many of
the
these
people
lives were
involved don't
actually
want
ruined because
any
of this?
publicity
Yeah.
at all. But I want to know their names so I can send them Christmas cards with a ha ha ha.
That's what I want.
Draw a
Is
little bulldozer on it.
instead of a statue, I want to hire someone to do the investigative journalism of the people who were involved in Killdozer's life that fucked them over and how their life is doing now. Like, are they?
That's true. Where's like a good journalist that would go and like
Killdozer 15 years later.
Yeah, a good journalist should be able
This
to
year was
that's
actually
their
the
job.
15-year anniversary. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
That's what we need to start. We need to start a GoFundMe to hire a Killdozer investigative journalist.
Along with this Mount Rushmore. He should be put on Mount Rushmore.
There we go.
We can clear off Teddy. No one even remembers who he is
Let's
anymore.
be honest. He's just as much as a rebel as our founding fathers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gotta put him up there.
That's part of the American spirit, I feel like.
Yeah, it really
born
is.
in the wrong time, okay? If he was born in the time where the war's happening, he could be a national hero, maybe founding father, you know? Who's just
I feel like our
Execution
founding
skill.
fathers would have more in common with him than most government officials.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
probably.
Definitely have zero resemblance with those planning committees.
Yeah. The planning committees. Oh, it's such a terrible
Prime
set of
piece of humans.
zoning committees. That's just, when do we have all these zonings? Like, I get, like, you have to somewhat have it. Because, like,
Everyone
you
has
can't...
the right to life,
You can't
liberty,
build, like,
the
a...
pursuit of happiness, and the ability to destroy any fucking thing of any corrupt government official.
Fucks
What's
me
a
over.
bulldozer?
If he was a founding father, that's what that would have been in there.
And I swear to God, if you block off the road to my business... Well, I'm glad you hadn't heard of Killdozer, because I was like,
Yeah,
I hope you haven't heard of it, because this is an amazing story.
That's
this is
pretty
the
fun.
Killdozer podcast.
See, this is the start. This is the germ. We need to spread Killdozer. You're definitely gonna have to bring this up with random friends.
It's from this point in 100 years, there will be a Killdozer religion. There will be the Church of Killdozer,
With a symbol of bulldozer.
and this is the seed.
What would be the saying? May they be
Sometimes
destroyed.
people have
Yeah,
to do.
no, it's got to be something about the reasonable men
Men
being
doing
unreasonable
unreasonable
things.
Oh yeah, we are reasonable men that sometimes must do unreasonable things. Oh, that's good stuff.
That's nice.
Well, I don't know if we can really continue
Yeah, I
from
don't.
Killdozer.
I
feel like
don't think we have another topic.
this whole
This
episode
is
is
too
just
good.
Killdozer purity.
It's so good.
Yeah, we can end it here.
All right,
Good?
wait. I got one more
Okay.
thing to add. This might give us
Okay.
a couple more minutes.
All right.
Alright.
How would you approve upon his design of the Killdozer?
Ooh.
Because
So let me look at it. Bring it back up. I had it. Killdozer.
God, what a good name. So he also had it like strategically like placed over the tracks where like some of the gears
they-
turn.
Yeah, so that you can protect it.
Exactly.
essentially. Yeah.
So he couldn't see shit.
No, he had to have like video cameras
Okay.
in mind.
Okay, he had video cameras mounted.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said he not only did he have the video cameras mounted, but he had 3-inch thick glass that's bulletproof, and a little air spurter to get rid of any fog or dust or anything that might get in it.
See, this guy's an engineer.
Yeah.
So here's the one thing: is redundancy.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Build 2, and then like Chloe said, the one thing about so operating them remotely, it's gonna be hard to get Wi-Fi in there, right?
Oh,
How do you get a
remotely
signal?
building them. That's kind of genius.
You gotta have a really a very small opening, or several, with some sort of receiver coming out.
Right.
So I built
That's
2.
Really hard. Yeah.
So that, like you said, he got stuck and he couldn't completely demolish everything he wanted to.
Correct. He got like stuck because
Yeah.
it's on like the tracks, right? So
Yeah, so I would say build 2. One gets stuck, you have the separate one to recover.
oh,
and
what
then,
like
and then remotely he's surviving.
yeah? How amazing would that be too if like it got stuck and everyone thought it was over, and all of a sudden a second Killdozer came out of nowhere. That'd be amazing.
Then the greatest thing would be like the police are celebrating, like finally it's done.
And then
Number 2.
bulldozing the police station.
And then their first thought would be, holy shit, how many of these fucking things are there? There's an
Like-
infestation!
Like, oh god.
Oh man. It's too bad there weren't like multiple people that were fucked over.
Yeah.
And like
Make
they
like an
form a-
army of them.
Yeah, and I was just thinking like a
You get a
committee.
Killdozer.
Like-
You got a Killdozer. Everybody gets a Killdozer.
I was thinking, you go to these engineering meetings about these projects you're working on,
Uh-huh.
and now they have the Killdozer project.
That'd be
Everybody
amazing.
do a 5-minute scroll.
Yeah, you have the
every
bugs
day.
reports, the whole thing managed about the Killdozer project.
So I feel like we're in agreement. Probably the best way would be, one, make it a remote thing. Would you even need the bulletproof stuff then? I guess you don't want anyone to get in to
you don't want
disable
it to
it.
break. Yeah, because then it's too easy. But you can make it less like penetrable if you built like 5 of them. You might just make them cheaper, right?
Yeah, so you can just keep going. When they like disable one, just alright, Killdozer number 2. Alright, Killdozer number 3.
And you know what? Like at this point, you can come up with more things. Like, so drones didn't exist then.
True.
I would buy a drone.
So, to watch over the whole thing.
No. I would get powdered sugar and just spray it over the personal homes of these people.
No, glitter bomb.
No, and then they think they're getting anthrax, and they gotta go through the whole thing.
They gotta go through
Or
the
am I
whole
going to
process.
die?
That's where you're going with.
Or like other things. There's gotta be more ways to fuck with those people.
Oh yeah, totally.
I see where
It
you're
can be
going with
really petty too.
Yeah.
But give them every now and then, like every 10 days, you got a new surprise.
Dude, somebody made a flag that has like the Killdozer on it and says tread on them. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Tread on those who tread on you.
That's such a good one. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely the way to go. Oh my god, there's a Killdozer and Scribble Knots.
Really? What? That's hilarious.
That's amazing. So, Scribble Knots is what I use for my Magical Athlete copy of my game, like the one I made.
Mm-hmm.
Scribble Knots is what I use for all the characters. I have to make a Killdozer Scribble Knot now.
Uh-huh.
The racer.
Go for it.
He
It's
destroys
official.
everything in his wake. That's so amazing.
Mm.
Alright, now I think we've reached a good point. Alright. Later.